Hi YouTube. I just got out of therapy. Libby, Roman, and Samantha are here, as per usual. My nails came off. They look terrible. They are growing, so they're getting a little better, because this was like way down here before, and now it's up here. So yeah, it looks a lot better. But yeah, they're not long right now. I need to take off this fucking sweater. It's hot. I got me a juice. And I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette and then head to my smoke spot, and we can talk about the things I talked about in therapy. Well, here's an update. So, my last therapy session, she recommended that I download Tinder and go on practice dates to achieve these internal goals that I have with relationships, and trying to like get better about not sexualizing or hypersexualizing people, just to get to know them and get to know them, and, you know, not treat them like a human toy. And I started talking to two guys. One of them lives close. He lives in Tacoma, so it's pretty convenient for me to go and hang out with him. But he's also like moving. I don't know when, but he's going back to Puerto Rico, and so there's no like room for a long-term relationship, which I think is perfect for like a practice date. You know, I don't think it's gonna go to anything serious, so I can work on decompressing from limerence and like trying to get out of the obsessive mindsets. And then I met another guy who lives a little bit farther away, but he goes to Ren fairs, and he has like a troupe, and he offered me to join them and hang out. And I want to do like a Ren fair this fall and like bring my own merchandise and you know, work a booth and be at the Ren fair for a week or two, and like go camping. So that sounds really fun, and it would be really cool to make videos while I'm there, and I'm sure you guys would enjoy that. So yeah, but I think he's bisexual. He kind of has like a feminine voice, which is fine. It doesn't, you know, bother me. I'm not normally attracted to feminine guys, but he's really cute, like fucking gorgeous. And, you know, he's just as nerdy as me, but he's also non-monogamous, which is fine. But I don't want to date long-term in an open relationship. So we could be like friends, you know. So I think it's also a good candidate for practice dates. We'll see. Okay, I'm almost there, and then I can talk about the things that we talked about. Ooh, sorry. Wobbly, 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 wobble. Wobble wobbin'. That's so fat. All these bitches' pussies be dropping. Woohoo! We made it. How? Why? After it goes out and you relight it, it tastes terrible. It's like chemicals. It's like smoking a house fire, you know? It's not the same as like a freshly lit cigarette. Alright, so yeah, I went to therapy, and the first thing I brought up was I've been like telling my grandma and my aunt my dreams in the mornings, and my grandma's pretty good at like translating dreams, or we just have discussions about them. And for a while, I've been having dreams where my sister and I are mad at each other, and which is not so. My sister and I are not mad at each other. We have no ongoing rivalries or anything. And my grandma made the connection that what if it wasn't Hannah, my sister, but Hannah in the inner world, who is a fictive of my sister. And Hannah, to my knowledge, had been like a 4-year-old this whole time, but she's been like communicating with me through my dreams and showing frustration towards me, and I never connected the dots that it's possible that she's not a child anymore and that she's been trying to tell me this whole time, and I just didn't know or didn't connect the dots. But now I have connected the dots, and it makes more sense why she would be frustrated that I'm seeing her as a baby when she is not a baby anymore. My last dream, she was kind of like middle school Hannah age, and she was talking to boys, like she was on the phone, like, haha, yeah, Joe. And I'm like, Joe? You're talking to boys now? The fuck? So yeah, it's a little weird for me to like accept that she's grown, but I think that also means that I've grown, because they're an extension of me. So yeah, I set out like a goal for myself where if I see Hannah in my dream, that I'll try to embrace her and like make amends and just acknowledge that she's a grown woman. And but I really don't have control over my dreams. They're very lucid. Like I can control what I do, but I can't control the dream really. And so as long as I follow the rules of the dreamscape, I can continue being lucid and do what I want. And yeah, so my last dream was like I had like 9 kittens, and I had to pass them over to someone to watch them, and 8 of them died. And so I had this little kitten, and I was like trying to keep it warm, and I had like a little hot pack, and I was trying to keep it warm, and they were so cold, and I was like, you killed them. And I was like really pissed, and I was like, you're the devil, you killed them. And yeah, I think I did see Hannah, but we didn't really interact. I think she was just like on the couch, and I was showing her the kitten that I had. So it was like a good interaction, but we didn't really talk. But yeah, sometimes making amends with people isn't as like upfront as like, hey, I see you, and I really appreciate all the growth you've had, and like I'm really proud of you. Like sometimes it's not as like forward as that. It can be as simple as like, look at this little kitten, you know, like just connecting with them. But I will try to make that connection with Hannah so that hopefully we can move on from these terrible dreams. I mean, I don't want to fight with you. I literally slapped Hannah in the face because she kept letting people in the apartment in my dream, and there were like homeless people shitting in my closet and like pissing on the rug, and like just, I'm like, why are you letting people do this to us? You know, like, why are you letting strangers in here? And she just kept doing it, and I was so frustrated with her that I literally slapped her. I was like, wake up. This is not safe, you know, like. And I feel really bad about it. Like, I don't want to be violent towards my sister or towards Hannah in my system. Like, I don't, but it just felt necessary. And a lot of my dreams, I do end up feeling violent, and I'll like attack people, but I've never like attacked one of my system members before. But it was just like, girl, you need to wake up. I don't know. I watched too many movies where women slap people for wrongdoings, you know. And I was the only one trying to keep people from getting into our apartment. It was really frustrating. Yeah. I was like kicking the door, trying to keep the door shut, and the door was like breaking, and I was like, we need to get a new door and a new rug in this closet and all this shit. But, you know, I didn't even think that I didn't make those connections. And so talking to my grandma about those dreams really helps me to like make connections with why I'm having this experience and why Hannah's mad at me. I hope she's not mad at me anymore, but, you know, it can be frustrating when you're being treated like a 4-year-old and you're not a 4-year-old anymore. So I understand why she would be mad. So yeah, that's new. Hannah's not a baby anymore, and I have to accept that. What else? We talked about my psychotic break, and I was describing like what it felt like, and she asked me if I had ever had a psychotic break like that before, and I was like, the only thing I could just like compare it to is when I took acid in my early 20s. I was like, it's like I was drugged and I was just tripping really hard, but it was literally just my brain unraveling. I think that's all that we talked about today. Kept it pretty simple. I don't really talk about like trauma a lot. Like, I do bring up stuff if it feels relevant, but I'm not really like using therapy to get over past traumas. I feel like I've already done most of the work for that, and so like I'm okay talking about traumatic events if it seems necessary at the time, but I just don't see the point in doing it every time. Like, I don't need to move myself to tears or I don't know, it doesn't seem productive to me, because I've already done all that, you know, like I've cried through these, I've grieved through these things, I've let things go, I've forgiven people, I've forgiven myself, you know, I've told myself the things I need to hear, I've heard the things I need to hear, you know, and I don't feel like they are keeping me from like living my life. I made a little comic. It says, "You're not a squirrel, Jim." And this rat here wearing a sock his name is Jim Sock. My dad made it up. And he's a trans squirrel. Like he's a rat that believes he's a squirrel. And then the pigeon says, "Dude, that's homophobic." And then the rat says, "I'm not gay." And then the raccoon says, "You're not a squirrel either." And then he says, "That's hurtful." And then I made another one. "Get back, fiends. Leave that squirrel alone. Thanks, Bratty Ratty. Being different rules." Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna cut it short because there's people. Anyways, thank you for watching if you did. Yeah, I really enjoy this routine of like making these videos, so I'll continue doing that. And I'll try to make videos when I go do cool things. I didn't get any videos really during we went to a Titanic exhibit, and I got some pictures and posted those on TikTok, and they did pretty well. But yeah, I didn't really film, but I'll try to film. We're going to like a tulip festival tomorrow, so I'll try to film. Yeah, I'm gonna head out, so thank you for watching. Have a good fucking day.